Well, hello there, guys. If you love modern war games, you probably have heard of Regiments before. And today we're taking a look and showcasing the new DLC, Winds of Change, which introduces a new game style, Warpaths. Now we're going to jump in here to Warpath and create a new war. There's a lot that's really interesting about this particular game style, but the most interesting element is you're sort of building your own campaign. And instead of following a sort of linear path that previous campaigns did, you can completely customize this to your heart's content. I'll give you guys an example. Over here, we can actually select how many stages we want to do. So we can have a really short campaign of 3 stages or an extremely long campaign of 15 stages. I'm going to keep it at 6 just to make things interesting. Of course, we get to choose between NATO and Warsaw Pact. In this case, we will be taking NATO. And over here, we have a ton of different countries to select from. Everything from the Federal German Republic all the way down to the Netherlands, USA, Belgium, etc., and anything in between. I have to say, I really like the Belgian playset. Don't ask me why, but we're going to go ahead and we are going to select, just for fun, France here. As you can see, you can also select an individual regiment type depending on the country you choose. So even if we jumped to USA, for instance, that's going to switch to a lot of other different regiments types. In this case, though, we're going to stick with France, and I think we're going to go with the Infanterie de Marine or Marine Infantry. You can also select your opponent here, which can be Warsaw Pact, GSVG, Southwestern Front, or the Second Northern Front. We're going to stick with the Warsaw Pact here, and you can see you can also mess around with different resources, which I absolutely adore. Now, unlike the typical campaign, this Warpaths campaign, once you win a battle, you get to actually select from one of 2 different battles going forward. In this case, we are going to head to battle here. There are advanced rules in terms of the suppression rate, the range, the speed, the accuracy, damage, etc. But we're just going to keep things as they are. As always, I would ask that you please like and leave a comment and also subscribe to our channel if you enjoy what you see. An added bonus is becoming a member of this channel. We desperately need members. When we do a strategy YouTube channel, it's not like a regular YouTube channel. You know, we get a limited number of views and we need to be able to fill in the time with some memberships. It really helps out. So let's jump to battle here. And as you can see, we're going to go ahead and we can proceed with the main plan, or we can simply go straight to events. We've got some deployment points as well, and you can actually increase the maximum number of deployment points, etc. In this case, I'm going to keep things fairly simple, and I'm just going to go ahead with the main army line here, the main front, and not add anything particularly crazy. Now, as you can see, instead of just selecting from a couple mechanized task forces, we can select from numerous ones. I'm definitely going to take an armored task force. We're going to call them in. And over here, as you can see, once again, we can add some artillery. This, of course, is entirely dependent on the force you select. Let's go over here, and we are going to get a mechanized task force. Actually, I believe we've called in max there. We've used up all of our points, deployment points. We've only got 50 operational authority. So I'm going to say I'm okay with that. And let's go for it. I'm just making sure we can't call anything in, and it's all too expensive. So let's return. Let's stick with the Coquerel, and hopefully this is going to be sufficient to take those points. So let's jump to events here. This is just like the standard game, so we're going to select no special events, but that is how you set up Warpaths in the new Warno DLC. Again, really allows you to sort of create and, build your own campaign however you want to do it, and I think that really adds a lot of replayability to an already very replayable game. So very, very interesting stuff there. I definitely want to play a little bit here, do a little bit of fighting, so let's make sure to get some Marines in there. I also want to make sure, let's get the AMX tanks. There we go. Some Marines, of course. How could we not use some Marines? And maybe even some man pads, just in case the enemy has any air units. You know what? I think I'm going to take the Gazelle attack helicopters. Something about those attack helicopters that just makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. They are absolutely awesome. We'll take additional Marines once again. And what else do we want to grab for now? Or do we just want to wait? We've still got some points to spend. And I do like these recon platoons. This one in particular has a hell of a main gun, a 90 millimeter main gun. And let's call it an ERC over here. Can we grab yet another group of Marines? Or hold on a second. Let's take this VAB anti-tank. I've actually never used that particular vehicle, so I'm kind of curious to see how it works. Some supply vehicles, absolutely. We'll bring those in a little bit later. And let's begin the phase, guys. So first things first, we are, of course, on the attack, and I am going to be going to Point Golf. I'm going to first send this group forward, and then I will follow up with additional reinforcements. But I think I'm going to pretty much try and keep my troops in this general tree line so that they can attack from multiple directions at once. Let's go. Bon chance, and let's get the battle started. Now, I should mention that another really cool thing about this particular DLC is, yes, there are additional units. In fact, there's a whole bunch of additional units, but I'm going to let you guys actually go to the site itself or to the Steam page for Regiments to take a look at what exactly those are going to be. But indeed, there's a significant amount that really broadens the existing scope of the game. And not just for a single country either, but for multiple different countries. And actually, I'm going to switch around just a little bit what I was doing here, and I am going to go for a full-on assault of Echo. So we'll go from Golf to Echo, grab them both, and we've got the Gazelle attack helicopter just in case we need to use it. In fact, it looks like we already need to use it. May the battle begin. Yep. Enemy came ready to fight, that's for sure. À l'attaque! So those BRDMs are toast. I want to focus on the BTR-70s over here. And let's take a look at the two Marine infantry units. We're going to switch this one out to just having the men on the ground here from the tree line. If you want to see me do some separate regiments combat, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. And I would love to do a campaign or just some battles going forward. Although we already have a lot of gameplay footage on regiments on the channel, so make sure to check that out. Ah, très bien. Look at how quickly they're being destroyed. They're nicely dug in, though, I must say. Very well done there by Warsaw Pact. Let's go ahead and move in and grab that spot. I think we're going to have to get the heck out of there with the ERC. He did what he could, but it's time for him to retreat. And again, if you've played Regiments before, you know how important that retreat button can be. Because you're going to need to retreat that unit and bring him back later when he has been a little bit rebuilt from the damage he has taken. I'm also going to bring the Gazelle, but as you can see, the Gazelle is also out of ammunition. And we could actually just use the supply vehicle, I think. So I'm going to bring the supply vehicle and try and rearm the Gazelle. Although it's been a while since I've played, so I am not sure I remember how to land. Let's see. Oh no, the ERC is our recon platoon. Never mind. I think we're going to have to get the Gazelle out of there and bring him back a little bit later. Thank you for all the work you've done, though, Gazelle. That's what I'm talking about, man. Grabbing those zones as quickly as possible. Golf is ours. We are going to proceed here, of course. And in the meantime, I'm going to bring in some additional infantry over here to hold that area. I have to say, Regiments is quite different from Warno and the existing modern war strategy games out right now, and I really enjoy it. I think it's, in terms of the capturing, it's much more straightforward than the other ones are. There's not so much going on all at once that you need to focus on, and it really allows you to remain focused on the task at hand. So I must say, I recommend Regiments for sure. This is one of those games that if you like modern war strategy games, you're really going to enjoy. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first look at Winds of Change. If you want to see some more gameplay from this particular DLC, you know what you have to do. And again, I would love some additional members on the channel, so please consider getting a monthly membership here. Thank you so much, take care, and bon chance, mon ami.